Hey there, House here. We are just from the start of the NFL season, but before that happens, I wanted to get my predictions in for the first week. For those who didn't watch my videos last year, I will be making predictions each week and relaying the results of those picks in following videos. Last year, I picked the correct matchup 65% of the time. This year, let's see if we can get a little bit better of a run. All right, the first week, which starts tonight, will be the Buccaneers versus the Cowboys. Both teams have a good offense. The Cowboys still can't stop anybody, so I'm picking the Buccaneers. Next up, we have the Colts versus the Seahawks. The Seahawks still have Wilson. The Colts have an already injured Carson Wentz. The Colts do, however, have a pretty good defense, but I'm picking Seattle anyway. Texans versus the Jaguars. Deshaun Watson isn't starting. Tyrod Taylor is. The Jaguars are a young and unproven team, but I don't trust Taylor, so I'm picking the Jaguars. Falcons versus the Eagles. The Eagles are working on a new offensive identity with a much more mobile quarterback. The Falcons should still have a pretty good offense even without Julio. It all just really depends on which Matt Ryan is going to show up week in and week out. And they still don't have a defense to stop anybody. So I'm picking the Eagles. Next up, we have the Washington football team versus the Chargers. Fitzpatrick is the leader of this team, and it's really a toss-up on if he can perform well enough to help this team win. Their defense is young, and they have some talented pieces. The Chargers have a pretty good offense of their own. Last year, they really struggled in closing out games, so let's see if they can find a little bit more success this season in that endeavor. I'm picking the Chargers. Next, we have the Bills versus Steelers. Nobody took a bigger stride last year than the Buffalo Bills. The Steelers came out pretty hot, but they fizzled out pretty quickly. The Steelers have a rookie running back that will at least help them balance out that offense a little bit to make sure Roethlisberger doesn't throw the ball 50 times, but I'm still going to pick the Bills in this matchup. Next, we have Lions versus the 49ers. The Lions traded away Stafford and lost Golladay in free agency. Their defense really can't stop anybody. The 49ers have a relatively healthy running back core and Jimmy Garoppolo, at least at the start of the season. So I'm picking them to win. Bengals versus the Vikings. Vikings have a pretty complete offense with a run game that you have to respect. The Bengals have Joe Burrows and a reconstructed knee and no additional offensive line help. I'm picking the Vikings. Panthers versus the Jets. You have a rookie quarterback in the Jets going against the former Jets quarterback who spent the first 3 or 4 years of his career there. Could it be a revenge game for Darnold? McCaffrey makes up for a lot, so I'm picking the Panthers here. Next, we have the Titans versus the Cardinals. Titans have a decent defense and an offense that can beat you a lot of different ways. The Cardinals are young and exciting with Kyler Murray, and we all know that running quarterbacks are difficult. But I'm picking the Titans. Next matchup is the Chiefs versus the Browns. Now, this will be a high-scoring affair. The Browns have an offense that can run the ball down your throat, or they can beat you downfield with Baker. They also have a healthy Odell Beckham Jr., which will definitely help. The Chiefs are the defending AFC champs for a reason. I'm picking the Chiefs. Patriots versus Dolphins. The Patriots have some returning pieces on the defensive side of the ball that they didn't have last year, so that'll help. It's Mac Jones' time in New England, so I'm predicting some early struggles at least at the start. And the Dolphins are going to look for Tua to step up and be their guy. I'm picking the Dolphins here. Giants versus Broncos. The Giants are healthier with Barkley coming back and him being the true workhorse of that team. The Broncos have a good defense that can help limit his success. And as of right now, Teddy Bridgewater's the quarterback in Denver. So I'm picking the Broncos. I have a feeling. Next up, we have the Saints versus the Packers in Jacksonville. They're playing in Jacksonville due to a hurricane. Jameis Winston is the quarterback for the Saints. He likes to throw the ball all over the field, whether it's to his teammates or the opposing team. The Packers still have a pretty good offense, and their defense is going to have to look to capitalize on some of those turnovers because this is going to be a shootout if they don't. I'm picking the Packers here. Next up, we have the Rams versus the Bears. The Bears are starting Andy Dalton, at least for this game. The Rams have their new quarterback, Stafford, who has plenty of experience against the Bears, and the Rams have a better defense than the Bears. I'm picking the Rams here. And our last matchup of week 1 will be the Raiders versus the Ravens. The Raiders are going to be looking for their top 3 guys to make major steps on the offensive side with Carr, Waller, and Jacobs. The Ravens have a good defense and an offense that will go just as far as Jackson will take them. They lost their top 2 running backs to injury this year, so they're looking for anybody to step up and help at this point. I'm picking the Ravens and Jackson's legs to win. Well, there you have it. Those are my picks for this first week of the NFL season. Thank you for tuning into the House Report. Check back in next week as I make my next predictions, as well as give you my win percentage from the previous week. Lastly, to all my betting friends out there, remember, you win some and you lose some, but the house always wins.